Everybody, what's going on? Fabian Calvo, FabianForLiberty.com is my website. I'm going to go over a couple different financial stories that I think highlight the financial insanity in the world that we live in today. And is all of that financial insanity leading to my very own insanity? Well, if you stick around to the end, you'll find out. However, I do suspect many of you have already answered yes, you are totally insane. Okay, first let's start off with UBS, a big bank, one of the big banks who recently was fined $545 million. Now you may say, well, wow, that's a huge fine. Boy, they're really going after them. Well, considering the fact that UBS, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs were all found in essence guilty in the court of public opinion and through the facts as well, that they were manipulating the $5 trillion a day Forex market. Currencies is basically what the Forex market is, for those of you that don't know. And no one goes to jail. They get totally away with it. Now, if I, keep two sets of books for my business, IRS is going to SWAT team my house and I'm going to prison. I mean, that's basically the fact. But if you manipulate and rig a multi-trillion-dollar a day market, it's totally cool. See, what it's, and I've used this analogy many times before. It's kind of like, I don't know if it's called the VIG, but if it's the mafia and you got a storefront and maybe you want their protection, you're going to basically pay them some of your money, some of the money you bring in through your business to protect your business, right? And you get to keep everything else. And, at least the mafia has an honor code where these banksters, they're basically going around offing other banksters that may turn whistleblowers, which has been going on, and they're destroying and wrecking economies around the world. But you see, they are in such collusion with the government that the government says, hey, just kick us back some money, you can do whatever the hell you want. And when you get to that type of situation, ladies and gentlemen, when you get to that level of corruption, at least for me, I believe it's pretty much game over. The only thing that is stopping an open revolution is that the money is still flowing and people still got EBT cards that work. But when those get shut off, the social chaos will be pretty insane. Now, for new listeners, for new people that have watched are new to my videos, again, preface this with saying, I hope I'm totally wrong about this. I hope, something happens, people wake up and we turn this around back to free markets. Don't think that's going to happen, but who knows, right? Who knows? Second story of the day was HSBC is charging countries that are using negative interest rates, basically penalizing people who park cash. They're now going to be charging those banks as well. And remember, about a month ago, JP Morgan also announced that with hedge funds, institutional buyers, or institutional investors, wealthy investors, they're starting with them, that they're going to charge them for big deposits. And what they don't want is they want to penalize people for keeping cash. They've already done it to the middle class and to the working class, who, in essence, if you have $10,000 in your bank account, or 5,000, whatever, you're losing money every year because of inflation. So they've already done it there, but now they're ratcheting it up a little bit. This falls into what is often referred to as capital controls. And if you look at Greece, for example, Moody's comes out today and says, yeah, well, Greece is going to have to implement capital controls, and they're going to have to tax people who make deposits and tax people who make ATM withdrawals. That's where this heads. You see, the statists are the same, whether they're in Greece, whether they're in the United States, whether they're in London, it really doesn't matter. Ultimately, it all goes to a bigger centralization. So the current centralization isn't working. So their solution is, well, maybe we should, go back to states' rights and the individual and free market-based economies, competing currencies. Now all that's crazy talk, of course, to them. No, their solution is we need more power. We need more centralization. We could argue all day long whether that is done on purpose, which I believe it is, or whether it's not. It's just people are idiots. I'll let you be the judge of that. But last point here that I wanted to just make, ladies and gentlemen, actually one more quick point. Regarding penalizing people for depositing their money in the bank, which I can't even believe I'm saying this. The bottom line is, this is why you see markets. I've talked about the fine art market. Just last week, there was a Picasso painting that sold for $130 million, or I think $129 million. I've talked about the Dow Jones going to 20,000. The real estate market certainly has, prices have gone up from 2008 levels, double-digit growth in that market, and on and on. But whether it's the orange juice market, whether it is the hog market, it really doesn't matter because they're all manipulated. But the big markets, stocks, equities, or global equities, real estate, fine art, all that stuff, they're being inflated because people don't trust banks anymore. Now, banks still run stuff, but they are being penalized for doing really what was always the safe bet. And now that's why you see people don't know what to do with their money, so they're buying a Picasso painting, or they're buying up real estate in cash, or they're buying companies, blue chip stocks, whatever it is. And so ultimately this ends very, very badly. I did an interview today with Elijah Johnson from FinanceandLiberty.com, and we went over a bunch of these things and how they factor into the global economic reset. Now here's the part where I want to just quickly go over. All of this stuff is so insane. Like, I wake up in the morning and I'm like, my God, I have a stack of news articles on my bedside that my office puts there the night before on my desk, and I'm reading this stuff and I almost cannot believe, it's like I can't even separate fact from fiction anymore because it's so incredible, right? And the point is this, ladies and gentlemen, is I look at who's bound to take over the political system, like, presidents or whatever, if you even want to think that matters anymore. And I'm looking at everybody. I would never vote for Hillary Clinton. I wouldn't vote for any Republican other than Rand Paul, and he's not great either. And then, my God, I'm thinking, am I insane? I'm looking at Bernie Sanders, a Democratic socialist. I disagree with him on a wide range of issues. However, he's the only person talking about how free trade, so-called free trade agreements and the TPP are an absolute horror show. He's the only one that's talking about breaking up the big banks that run our economy. And I'll tell you what, every other candidate's talking about ISIS taking over Ramadi. I don't know about you, I care more about America, I care more about Western civilization than what the hell is going on in Ramadi. Let them deal with that crap. The big banks on Wall Street, ladies and gentlemen, are such a bigger threat any day of the freaking week than ISIS. It makes it look like, it makes ISIS look like the Boy Scouts, and freaking the big banksters look like Hell's Angels. Okay, that's the difference. Bernie Sanders is the only guy that's talking about that. And again, I'm certainly not a socialist. If you've watched my videos for some time, you know that. I believe in peace and prosperity. I believe in individual liberty. But there's a lot of things that I actually like about Bernie Sanders, which, again, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm just being upfront on this, giving you the truth as I see it. I can't say I vote for Rand Paul over him, but I'll tell you what, the more I hear him talk, the more I like what he has to say, particularly on the big banks and the absolute danger they pose to Western civilization, to our families, our livelihoods, our children, all of that. Love to hear your feedback on that. Is that insane? What do you think about Bernie Sanders? And what do you think about the smoke and mirrors the big banks are doing to keep up this manipulation and this total fraud and illusion of a market recovery? I'm Fabian Calvo. FabianCalvo.me is also my website. And remember, still have some tickets remaining for my Malibu Mastermind event next month. Go to FabianCalvo.me. You can check that out. Or you can just email us for more information. Customer service at FabianCalvo.me. Thanks for watching. I'm out.